Things that make you go, February 1996, Bellevue, Washington. Historically, rulers and governments have controlled men through their wives and families. What happens when fewer and fewer men have access to wives and fewer fathers have access to their children? Revolution. Feminist Marxists know and anticipate this because Marxism requires revolution, and that is precisely what they want. In the 1980s and 1990s, feminists would say, click, when they discovered something that they could use to accuse men of being sexist. In response, I suggested that men could counter with clack. For example, the male-only draft is sexist. Clack. Yeah, it didn't catch on. Talk shows today focus on berating, backbiting, degrading, catfighting. Like women's gossip? Entire generations of women are being raised, or have already been raised, to personify the worst male stereotypes. Talk about becoming your own worst enemy. Why do feminists hate most those men who most fully epitomize the male of female fantasies? The overabundance of sleazy talk shows may actually be a good thing. Too much of a good thing eventually wears thin. Too much of a bad thing even sooner. Sadly, I was totally wrong on that one. Catering to the lowest common denominator only lowered the bar on sleaze. Continuing. Giving child custody priority to women because they are usually the primary caregivers is like giving job priority to men because they are usually the primary breadwinners. Assuming there is a female style of leadership that is distinct from a male style automatically posits situations in which one is more appropriate than the other. When and where are male styles more appropriate? If it's sexism when car dealers talk down to women, what is it when they talk down to men? And what is it when feminists talk down to men? Why do so many women date chronically unemployed men? Could it be because so many men have been put out of work by feminist employment policies that discriminate against men? Having just turned 21, a young woman I know is hardly prepared to face life as a single mother. Recently, she complained that she's having a hard time finding men. With a dour expression on his face, one of the guys gave her bulging tummy a pointed look and suggested otherwise. He was a boy, she huffed, implying that he is an irresponsible rogue. Indeed, that may be true, but what does it say about her? Are those who exhort us to hate promoting intolerance? Yeah, they were and are. Used to be, public schools taught young people how to distinguish between charming and nice. Not anymore. Maybe that's why so many smart women today are making so many foolish choices. If women will never forget the crimes one or some men may have committed against them and blame all men for those crimes, then what of the crimes one or some women have committed against men? Shall we never forget those crimes but blame all women for them? Where does it stop? Were we to somehow magically change any average woman, especially a young woman, such that she possessed all the characteristics she always had, but with one exception, sexually she is now a man rather than a woman, then society would deem her less intrinsically special, less interesting, less worth being with, and she would have to work at what feminists call toxic levels to earn back what she had lost. When feminists complain that young American women are oppressed in college, the media reverberates with loud laments. But when men complain that feminists are guilty of exaggeration at best and outright lies at worst, the media jeers, "Stop your whining." Who can doubt the American media is biased? For most men, the choices are love or fulfillment, while most women can have both. And women wonder why men act the way they do? That's all for now. Check out the other videos, subscribe to the channel. For the Backlash at Backlash.com, my name is Rod Van Mecklin.